Welcome to World Walkers Training with Reverend Stephanie Neal. We're talking about possible issues with astral projection. So in astral projection, we have reasons why we think we are not able to project, even though we are experiencing astral projection on a regular basis and often. Some of us have hesitation in believing in the notion that human animals are capable of traveling with our astral bodies, let alone believing we have an astral body. One of our many facets of ourselves is, in fact, we have an astral body. In Correllian First Degree Studies, authored by Most Reverend Don Lewis High Correll, teaches it is essential to examine our astral body to confirm it is healthy by psychically cleansing and releasing unfocused energy or residual energy, to regularly work with our aura and chakras, ensuring a healthy, strong awareness of our astral body. The more we become aware of our astral body and its functions, the more we become open to our presence and how utterly important we are. When we are learning to astral project, what we are actually learning is becoming more aware of what our astral self is already doing. So we are really learning how to open ourselves to more awareness of this part of our entire being. This is why it is best to first astral travel around our own home or to a nearby community, retrieving and bringing back information, then physically traveling to the physical location and confirming what we saw in our astral trip. This way, we are able to see our sensitivity growing in practical terms. When the universe sees we are actively, sincerely working on awareness skills, she will join in to help confirm that indeed we possess an astral body that travels outside our physical body, seemingly. So begin routinely to practice chakra exercises, depending on what you are studying. Because we are world walkers, we are expected to work with all levels of our chakra system, all doable. Third possible reason we think we are not experiencing astral travel is never fully trusting in ourself. If we do not trust ourself, then when we find out about astral travel, we do not have the courage to take the leap. And what is meant by taking the leap is because more aware of the activities we are already in the midst of doing. We are already within the mist. Fourth reason, maybe we are too attached to this physical plane and body. The physical body thinks everything is outside the physical body, which the opposite is true. This type of person does not want to leave the thing they think they are, which is the body. They are not the body. Our physical body is just a small part of what we are. Thus, we are never leaving anything at any time. Even though we may say we believe we are spirit, we are soul, and live in a body, when it is time to study awareness skills, we do not want to leave our comfort zone, our body. The fifth reason may be deep down we do not believe in astral travel. Then okay, I will respect your belief. Everything is in your own hands, in your own timing, and your own understanding. Now, another reason at times we have difficulty seeing how big we are or not believing our own potential and that we are pure consciousness. The physicality based thinker takes up a small portion of us. yet it tells us it is the biggest portion of us, which is not true. It is the divine thinker that takes up every inch of us. Astral travel helps us see we are in a minuscule crate, our physical body. Then astral travel shows us how immense our being really is, that we are bigger than our physical body, and how we touch everything. Let me give you an example. Let us say you are completely liquid and you could not be contained by anything physically. It would appear you were contained at times, maybe in a small vessel, or contained by thousands of miles of earth, seemingly forming you, holding you back, so that you cannot overflow onto dry ground very often. All at the same time you are floating clouds drifting above the earth. Or you can take the shape of a firm icy orb falling from space, or a delicate white snowy crystal. You move swiftly downward to the deepest recesses of the earth, then slowly rise out of the earth through streams and springs. You are capable of becoming invisible as you rise from the earth, returning to space. So what I just partly described is just part of you, a substance that behaves just like water. You are beyond our Earth's protective atmospheric ring. We now are not limited by our example of the element water. We are something that takes on many more shapes, a substance that can be everywhere in every galaxy, a substance that causes everything it touches to either expand or collapse, though collapsing ultimately creates new creations, thus growth. A portion can be seemingly broken off and travel even farther into the universes, then returns to be once again grafted into this substance, becoming whole again. Yet when separating from the whole, it only seems like separation, because how can something that is everywhere separate from itself? There will come a day we see our complete self. The base thinker will someday see. Only the divine mind sees now, and we are all in different phases of becoming ever more aware of what we are and how far we have come and how far we will go. It is our base thinking that desires to just see the minuscule crate, the physical body, because it fears we will leave it. The base mind is fearful versus we are not fearful, and because we are not fearful, we take control over our base mind instead of allowing it to take our control. Once we step out of the crate and see with our divine eyes, we see how beautiful we are and how far we have come. This awareness is for everyone, not just for clergy. The base mind is important for moving through this single life, so it automatically takes care of this physical body, which is a very small part of ourselves in this reality plane. All the while, the base mind never had a single coherent reason to be fearful of the being within which it lives. Now, we will always see some that think their base thinker is completely them and have no desire to explore outside their base mind. These folks do not realize everyone will be coming out of the crate at some point, maybe not too happy about it, but nevertheless, everything and everyone loved by the goddess and God, everyone is in the process of releasing itself from the crate together. The reason why I stress the base thinker is that this is the single biggest hindrance we have as humans. So I address the base thinker to call it out for you to deal with or to not deal. It is us that train our base thinker, and it is us that is appreciative for helping us live in this physical plane. And we remain grateful for helping us move through this physical plane. We can give list after list of reasons why we have difficulty astral traveling. However, it is the base thinker that creates all manner of drama or excuses on not to come out into the light, clearly seeing with an open mind what we are and how immense we are. Yet reassuring the base thinker, it is important to live on this plane, and we appreciate it. Let us look at another example. When we wear a computer or have a smartphone around us, we see how helpful it is to our life. So we make sure that we use it almost every day, but yet we know it's not part of us. Then there's thinking, reasons why we think we cannot astral travel because of just that. We think or overthink the experience. One does not need to do or think anything to open our awareness around us. We only need to be. Nothing has ever stopped us from astral traveling. Only our base thinker limits our awareness of what we were already accomplishing. So one possible hindrance can be medications. So another reason why some of us have difficulty astral traveling is medication. Some drugs may alter or numb or over exacerbate our experience. Then stress helps shut down our awareness because we are only focused on our life's stress. Then the same is true for illness. Acute or chronic illness tends to shut us down and forces us to take care of our all-important bodies. That should be our priority as we mend from our wounds or illness. And then there's lack. A person constantly in lack needs to first take care of the essentials in life. Though there are folks that desire to live in lack for spiritual reasons, nevertheless, folks eventually need to eat healthy food, need to drink clean water, breathe clean air, and have a warm place to lie their head at night. Then there's lack of sleep. It is essential to be strong, not weak, when opening our awareness. We all need our sleep for optimal physical and psychic function, not to mention lack of sleep on a continuous basis can be truly damaging to our mental health and physical health. Then there's negative belief systems. If an individual is constantly in a negative mode, astral travel awareness will be somewhat limited because they will only look through a limited scope. Then there's the uncurious person. There are folks that just are not interested in learning about their astral self. Maybe they were taught this part of them is just not real or baneful. And others that are expectation oriented, a person that is always setting up expectations of what an experience will be is always disappointed. When astral traveling, do not expect anything, just enter the experience with open, positive enthusiasm. This is the main reason many do not experience anything, because they are waiting to experience something they think is going to happen. This is the main reason why I do not tell individuals what to expect in astral projection. If I do, then individuals will either be unduly influenced by my interpretation and just see what I described, or feel they have failed if they do not see what I described. Yes, I lead guided meditations describing scenery and process, allowing Goddess to show up in the way is best for every individual enjoying the meditation. Yes. Then there's other possibilities: unforgiveness or an unresolved issue. Unforgiveness or an unresolved issue can obviously shut down energies and experiences in astral travel. If you find yourself in this situation, allow all unforgiveness to go when you ground and release before entering the process of astral traveling. Even if you say, just for this moment, I am all forgiveness. I am not asking for you to forgive, just become forgiveness for this moment. Then there's others that they think it's their first experience. When we think we need to experience astral projection for the first time, limits us. If we see ourselves astral projecting now, this never-ending process becomes clear awareness, indicating nothing is starting, and we are entering into a process that has been in motion for eons and eons. Once we enter this limitless stream of consciousness, we consciously see this activity as a normal daily life activity practiced by everyone. Our astral body learns much more quickly than our base mind. The astral body is not bogged down with physicality, roadmaps, or anything that stops or hinders us. Although some individuals expect painful things to happen to them, thus hindering them from journeying any farther. That is not a judgment call, just an observation. If that is what you enjoy experiencing, then have a good time. The more you open your eyes to your astral travel, your awareness becomes clearer, information becomes deeper, experiences remembered, and many more interesting lessons identified on this earthly plane. There is no denying astral projection awareness does take practice and time. So be patient with this process. This is part of your journey. This is part of you. These skills are already yours. Now there's questions regarding astral travel. Is there any health dangers? If an individual is fearful to the point of raising their blood pressure, this is not healthy for anyone. How can I get back? As so-called beginners, the problem is not returning for the most part, it is trying to stay out. You will find in the beginning you pull yourself back very quickly. It takes strong focus to stay out on the astral plane. The smallest thought can cause your astral body to pop back into your physical body. Through practice, you remember how to operate deliberate, passionate focus. Can I get lost? You are always attached to yourself. If you feel you are lost, say return, or hold your soul crest, which we will be we'll be discussing in a future lesson, or place a tiny portion of your consciousness inside a stone and tell the stone to call you back at a preset time of your choosing. Can I get attacked? Yes. However, because you are a human being, nothing or being or place is kept from us. We always have the upper hand. Nothing can overtake us in the astral unless we want to be overtaken. What if my physical body is disturbed while in projection? Our physical bodies will behave the same way because our entire bodies are not outside of anything. What if I want to read a top secret document? It is not your brain that astral travels, it is your pure essence and emotion. Thus, everything is interpreted as such. Another overlooked tool we have is intense desire. It will pull us to uncover what needs to be uncovered in the astral. Some are able to read, though most see symbols or develop strong sensations or sensing or pictures, giving enough information for interpretation to be useful or make a sound decision. Is astral travel spontaneous? Astral travel is spontaneous. Conscious astral travel is interpreting an activity already in motion by deliberately willing to astral travel by intense desire. Astral travel is consciously moving with our higher selves to create, explore, study, socialize, and open our perceptions. Another way of defining astral projection in its simplest terms is our base mind opens to the point of creating an astral vehicle through our astral body, allowing our divine mind to take part of our astral body to everywhere on the astral plane. In other words, everything taking place internally seems to be taking place externally by us for the purpose of identifying that we are indeed astral traveling. As all living things, we learned how to become aware of our physical world. Though there are many physical activities we miss every day, then as we develop our psychic muscles through chakra work and other meditation approaches, we begin to remember and see what we are already doing on a daily basis. We astral travel through a part of our astral body, our chakras, dreams, dance, drumming, etc. All interpretation is in accordance with our morality, psychic development, and astral body awareness. Astral travel is respecting our body while fully experiencing our entire self and the remarkable joy experienced through our astral vehicle. Astral travel is consciousness traveling on our own timeline, gathering information through emotional and instinctual perceptions. It does take energy, stamina, and passion to build our psychic muscles and strengthen our awareness of the astral body. Illness, depression, alcohol, strife, tobacco, drugs, apathy, being uncurious, or energy is just depleted for a myriad of reasons, or not willing to develop the inner self. In the final analysis, astral travel is important to life-changing work. We are ever present in the middle of astral projection, traveling and returning home to one of our many lives. Once we open enough to see we are in this continuous process we then experience. We were never in a waiting mode after all. Returning, is there anything I need to do when returning to my body? Take deep, slow breaths, thanking Goddess for the experience. If you traveled for a specific reason, then record the results in your journal, even if the information does not make sense. If you traveled just to have fun, then don't take any notes. It's not necessary. But returning to your body, you simply by intent. We say it, and it is. We think it, and it is. What is it that leaves the body when ejecting? One answer is consciousness, because that is what you are. Only a portion of yourself releases the rest of your astral self, and consciousness, as well as your chakras, remaining here to keep us breathing and functioning at our optimal best. How long do I need to practice until I can astral travel? Well, my answer would be until you can remember you are already traveling, even if it's little glimpses at first. Today, begin to honor yourself and allow your mind to open to all your layers of self, appreciating all of them. Be patient with your base mind and physical body. To master anything takes everything until it takes nothing. Now, dreaming. To become comfortable with lucid dreaming, inform yourself to remember your lucid dreams. Then tell yourself to wake up in your dreams. Waking up in your dreams is by intent. Everything is by intent. We will be discussing dreams further in the House of Dreams. If you cannot accomplish this skill, then focus more than ever on your waking meditations and astral travel. Like everything, there is more than one path to your destination, and astral travel for many begins within a dream. Until next time, blessed be.